Some women become the reliable one without realizing it. Your life slowly fills with responsibilities that you never actually chose. Dependence and support are not the same thing. Your strength becomes part of the background, something that people rely on without thinking about. Some women become the reliable one without realizing it. They become the person everyone depends on, the one people call when things go wrong, and the one who keeps things from falling apart. And at first, that role feels like trust. But over time, something subtle begins to happen that most women don't see coming. Your life slowly fills with responsibilities that you never actually chose. You're managing problems, helping people, stabilizing situations, and one day you realize that something just doesn't feel right because you're capable and you're responsible, but your life feels heavier than it should. Today, I want to show you 3 ways in which you may have quietly become the reliable one and why that role drains your energy in ways that most women never realize. And if you are, in fact, the reliable one, the third sign in this video will probably explain your entire life. So, over the last few years, I have noticed this pattern again and again in the lives of very capable women. I'm talking about the women who hold families together, the women people depend on, the women who keep systems functioning even when those systems were never designed to support them. And as I looked closer, something became very clear. Black women are often expected to be strong, dependable, and capable, the ones who hold everything together. We're expected to show up no matter how we feel, and we must execute with precision. But we are rarely the ones who are actually supported. So the more I studied this pattern, the clearer something became. Some women become the reliable one without realizing it. The clearer something became. This exhaustion isn't random, it's structural. It's what happens when a woman's life slowly becomes organized around absorbing responsibility. And once you understand that role clearly, you begin to understand why so many strong women feel so tired. So let's start with the first sign. You become responsible for things you never chose. One of the clearest signs that someone has become the reliable one is when the responsibility in their lives didn't come from intention. It accumulated, situations happened, and someone needed help. And because you were capable, you stepped in. At first, those moments feel small. You help someone here, you solve a situation there, but over time, something subtle begins to happen. Your life slowly fills with responsibilities that were never even yours. You become responsible for stabilizing situations, for solving problems, for managing things that other people couldn't handle. And because you're capable, people trust that you can handle it. So more responsibility quietly finds its way to you. And then one day you look around and you find yourself surprised. You realize that a large portion of your time and energy is being absorbed by things that you never actually chose for yourself. You didn't sit down and design your life to go this way. It happened gradually. And that's the first hidden cost of becoming the reliable one. This type of responsibility doesn't arrive through choice. It accumulates through capability. And if conversations like this help you see your life more clearly, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. And the second sign that you've become the reliable one is that people trust you, but they rarely invest in you. We talked about how the reliable one is someone that people trust. Everyone knows that you handle things. Everyone believes that you're capable. Everyone also knows that if something goes wrong, you will figure it out. And because of that, people feel comfortable depending on you. But here's the strange part. Dependence and support are not the same thing. People may trust your strength without building structures that actually strengthen you. And this pattern I care deeply about explaining because many women have been conditioned to carry systems that were never designed to support them. These systems rely on your stability, they rely on your ability to solve problems, but they are rarely organized in a way that protects your energy. So they depend on you, but they don't necessarily support you. And when you live like this, over time, something subtly begins to happen. You become someone that people rely on and praise without becoming someone that people actively invest in. And that type of imbalance creates an exhaustion that is hard to verbally explain. Because from the outside, your life may look well and strong because you're capable, you're dependable, and you're respected by your community. But internally, your energy is constantly being consumed by other people's needs, which leads to the third sign. And this third sign is the one that explains why so many capable women feel drained even when everything in their life technically looks successful. And it is when your strength becomes invisible labor. When you are the reliable one, your effort becomes invisible. As we discussed, situations get handled, problems get solved, people feel supported. And because everything feels stable, people stop noticing what it takes to keep it that way. Your strength becomes part of the background. It becomes something people rely on without thinking about it. The emotional support that you provide, the logistics that you manage, and the tension that you absorb, all of that becomes part of the environment. And environments are rarely noticed until they stop working. So over time, the reliable one becomes something like infrastructure for everyone else. But infrastructure is rarely seen until it breaks. And again, this creates a very specific type of exhaustion. And it's not because you're weak, but it's because your life has quietly been structured around absorbing responsibility. So let me be clear. The problem isn't being capable. Capability is very much a strength. The problem happens when your capability becomes the role that your entire life organizes around. And when that happens, your energy gets absorbed into maintaining everything. But maintaining is different than building. Maintenance keeps things running. Building actually moves your life forward. And if most of your energy goes into maintaining, your life can start to feel very busy without you actually moving in the direction you desire. So it looks like you're constantly working, but nothing is really changing. This pattern is something that I constantly see when I work with women in strategic clarity sessions. When we actually map out where their energy is going, something becomes very clear. They're not failing, they're not lazy, and they're usually not disorganized. They're simply carrying too many responsibilities that have accumulated over time. And these responsibilities were not random. And these responsibilities were responsibilities that slowly organized all of their energy around maintenance. And once you can see that structure clearly, you can finally begin to redesign it. And if you're watching this and you're realizing that you may just be the reliable one in your life, the first step is slowing down and seeing where your energy is actually going. And that's exactly what we do inside of strategic clarity sessions. We look directly at the structure of your life. We identify the responsibilities absorbing your time and attention. And after that, we build a focused plan to start shifting your life back towards momentum. If that's something that you know you need right now, you can book a session through the link below in the description of this video. And whether you book or not, I want you to start paying attention to one simple question. Is your life moving forward, or are you spending most of your energy maintaining everything? Because the moment you see that clearly, things can start to change. And if this conversation resonated with you, the video that I created about why you can't build leverage in survival mode directly connects to this conversation. And I strongly recommend that you watch that next. Choose yourself first, recover your energy, and design the life you actually deserve.